The PL Show is brought to you by Kel Charcoal, Kel 360, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Kel Toothpaste PL Show, made possible by Kel 360, Kel Charcoal, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. It's the time to celebrate another phenomenal lady for today, a woman I would say of many parts. She's a new mom and I'm excited to hear all about it. Trailing the blaze when it comes to insurance. And it's an area that many would want to know about. A very strong woman by all standards, beautiful as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome a group head of marketing, corporate affairs, and of course, customer experience at Hollard Insurance Company Limited, Cynthia Ofori-Dwumfuo. Hello and welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you.
Good to see you. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're giving me a
I know.
I'm a bit tall. That's fine.
Yes,
how are you doing?
I'm very good. I'm excited to be here.
How's baby? You didn't bring baby.
I know. He's fine. He's bubbling quite a bit. So
talking a lot.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
We'll get talking, Cynthia.
Yes.
I'll call you Aram.
Oh, that's absolutely fine.
Do you speak it? Hey,
I am a lost.
Please bring me the cane. Bring me the cane.
I am a lost daughter of the land, unfortunately. I do know how to say leke and
leke, fine, all that. Okay, a weasel. Yeah. We'll get talking after the break. Cynthia Ofori-Dwumfuo, my guest right here on the Kel Toothpaste PL Show. Please do stay with us. I am Emefa, Apawu, and this is a phenomenal show. Please do stay.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I want fat missy way.
Me pacho bantama.
Matias.
It's her smile.
The fresh breath.
Me jidi say we use Kel 360 toothpaste. Some kind.
Kel 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia. Kel 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim jom kasan.
Kile kosen. Kel 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
And you will see so feeling when you know Kel 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Kel 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel Kids Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. It makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids, happy smile.
You're welcome back to the Kel Toothpaste PL Show, and we are celebrating a phenomenal lady for today, Cynthia Ofori-Dwumfuo, my guest, the Aram that cannot speak ever, but that's fine. We'll forgive her today. You're welcome. That's the group head, marketing, customer experience at Hollard Insurance Ghana. That's a big position for a small girl. Some will say,
I know, right?
Like you get that all the time, don't you?
I do.
How has it been?
It's I actually don't look my age. So even though I turned 40 this year, people think I'm way younger than I am.
Yes, you look 25.
Once again, thanks to my mother's genes. Thank you, Mom. But yes, it's been quite an experience. In this role in particular, as you can tell, it's a triple-barreled role.
Yeah.
The customer experience part just got added on about 1.5 years ago. But typically, it's heavy marketing and corporate affairs, communication stuff.
Yeah.
But now I'm really getting deep into the understanding our customers and, you know, what they expect of us and how we can meet their needs at every touch point. So it's one of those jobs that you're always busy.
Yes, very busy.
Always busy, but it's also very fulfilling. Very fulfilling, I think, in my field.
We'll talk about the customer experience and so far, because the latest addition.
Yes.
But the more latest addition, if there's a word, is our baby.
Yes.
How has it been? I'm curious. Combining that triple barrel role together with this one, which is a whole full-time job.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
I have to be honest, I have never been more overwhelmed in my life. I mean, I thought I could do everything. At some point in time, I really did think I was a superwoman in the sense that I could multitask, I could achieve different things. But with motherhood, it's a journey for sure. It's been so exciting on one hand and, you know, fulfilling. It's beautiful to look at my son and imagine that, you know, I have grown this boy to this age, 8 months. At the same time, too, it's so overwhelming. The pregnancy was just everything. Then the birth itself, my goodness. Wow. I mean,
it's really been overwhelming the way you talk about it.
It was a lot. Everything has been very, it's been new, you know, at this point in my life and my career, it feels like I haven't done too many new things. Well, obviously the customer experience thing, but being a mother is a very new experience for me. And every part of that motherhood, from the changes to your body, to the child itself, the baby, you know, himself, to the experience, you know, everything from the medical experience to the experience at home, postpartum, family, even, you know, engaging with friends, how society sees you now. I know that a lot of women have been through this, and it's almost like it's this little secret group, secret but open group that women are in, mothers are in, and I'm very blessed to be part of this group now, and it's definitely been a very, very interesting year for sure. I can't even believe that the babies grow up so quickly. Every day is a new thing. By the time
you realize, so from one mother to another, enjoy every moment of it.
That's what I've been told.
Yes, they will just grow like that, and you wonder how you got here. But once again, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
But managing both, how has it been?
There's no balance. I can say that very confidently. It's been difficult balancing, and anyone who likes to say that there's a work-life balance is a liar. There's never a work-life balance. At some point in your life, you give more to one or the other. So coming out of maternity leave, I had accommodations that, you know, I could close early and then go home and, you know, take care of my baby. But the reality on the ground is that when you have work to do, you can go home, but the work still continues. So there's been the challenge of understanding how to merge the two. I can't say that I've been perfect at it, but I think that I've given it my best shot. Consequently, I've noticed that my son, anytime because I would often work from home and hold him, the last time I took a video of him, he was busy typing. He sat on my, I held him, he sat on my lap, and the computer was here with the screen, and suddenly this boy is like, I'm like,
can see mommy doing this.
What are you doing? Exactly. So, you know, it's just an example of how I've had to bring work home and had to merge it with the experience of being a mother.
Well, speaking to a communications person, we always rush into the things before we get there. So maybe let's control ourselves.
Right.
And then I would want to know a bit more about Aram. What is it about growing up that made you who you are today, you'd say?
I believe that my two things, my family, my home life was very interesting because I grew up in a very strict home, but at the same time very open-minded and exposed.
What do you expect?
No, exactly. So it was a bit dramatic in that sense that you know, we're not allowed to do things that other kids were. Like you can't go out by heart.
You can't do that.
You can't play outside.
You have a big house. What are you going to do
You
outside?
know, all of that. But at the same time, to, you know, whatever books you want to read, you know. We had relatives abroad, you know, you have this sense of, you get videos back then, videotapes
is it
of
the same everywhere?
I think probably it is. Maybe the 80s babies, we all had a similar, upbringing. And then combining that strict upbringing with boarding school.
Yeah.
So I went to boarding school from JSS2 to SS3, which is a little more than most people who did the SS did. And I think that boarding school was a second layer to that upbringing, which made me, one, independent, two, also very self-sufficient, but also open-minded, because you go to boarding school and suddenly you realize that, wow, there's so much more beyond my house.
How many were you?
We are 4 kids.
4.
Yes, 4 kids.
Okay.
Yes, 4
How
kids.
many girls?
2 girls, 2 boys.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
One team. And daddy's team, mommy's team.
I guess so. But growing up, it was very interesting because there was a bit of a gap. So my sister was ahead of me a few years. So there's enough gap for everyone to feel like, okay, I'm in the house at some point.
I think it takes us to our Seed to Oak segment, because I'm dying to see the little Aram in action. Is made possible by Kel Kids toothpaste. Baby is not 2 yet, but we'll wait when he's 2. We'll start using Kel Kids toothpaste. It's 2 to 6 years, safe for use for the children, and it's strawberry flavored, so it makes brushing time always a fun time, and it's FDA approved. It's time for Seed to Oak of Aram. So that baby one I saw, it doesn't look like that's Ghana, is it?
No, that was in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
And I like to joke that back then my father went to chase Arab money.
Oh, he started early.
Yes. So those were the days.
So did you grow up with him?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. So I actually grew up with my stepfather, who I mentioned he was very instrumental in my life in terms of the discipline, the upbringing, and the perspective.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, that's nice.
Nice parts.
Yeah, and then I realized that you moved very early.
Yes.
From Ghana.
Yes. So my parents were, my biological father and my mom lived in the UK. Then they moved to Saudi Arabia for work. So, as you know, Ghanaians have been roaming around for a long time.
Yes.
So that was pretty much part of the experience before we came back to Ghana.
The cultural difference, do you have any shocks, like moving at that young age?
That young age,
I actually working and all.
Truth is, I don't even remember. That's the thing. I don't remember. It's more when I grew up.
Strong girls. So strong girls, when they go through things, they don't even remember.
I don't remember. I think because my sister was much older, she remembers all of those experiences. But for me, it was just. But funny enough, I think when I was growing up, people considered me the kid from the exposed kid, maybe because because I suppose we're brought up with the books, the reading, the exposure. I think that's what added the flavor to the upbringing. But
and I'm sure the Gen Zs are watching. They should start learning that reading a lot more.
It helps
Makes you.
Oh yeah.
Dadabi, even though you are not Dadabi. So that's the way to go. Yeah. But you moved also to the US at some point.
Yes, I did.
And
I did.
Started working.
Yes. So I have roamed around quite a bit outside of my love for travel and just being a roaming ambassador. I lived in the UK a bit. I actually used to spend all my summers in the UK when I was in university. I did, back then it was called boggering. Now we've taken the Nigerian Japa.
But boggering is different from Japa. Japa, when you go,
you don't come back. That is true. Yes, this one is like you bugger to go and work.
And then you come and get some money and
Thank
come and show off a little.
Exactly. You can pay for a nice place. All of those things. And then after school too, I spent some time in the UK. I have family in the UK, so it made sense. But I came back to Ghana. Came back and did my national service a bit late.
What made you come back to Ghana?
It was very simple. Back then, it was just because I couldn't seem to figure out the paperwork. No kidding. The paperwork just didn't work out. So I had told myself that I had done all the menial jobs I could do during my university days. So what was the point trying to stay in somebody's country doing a menial job? But I have to say that all of those experiences later on really benefited me because I've done it all. I've worked at every fast food you can think of, McDonald's, Burger King, you know, I've done security. I was even skinnier than this, imagine, in a security uniform and reflectors. And all of those jobs, I felt that I had moved past when I finished university and I was working a bit, and you know, at the point where I couldn't get a permanent paperwork, I just decided I'm not going to stay here and be stuck with only these jobs as my option. I'm going to go back home and figure out my life. And that's how come I came back, did my national service at Ministry of Communications. Very interesting experience. And then I moved on to...
Which year is this?
2008, I think, was when I did my national service at the Ministry of Communications.
I see.
Yeah,
and then after Ministry of Communications,
then I went to Shawbell Consulting, learned a ton with this fantastic woman called PMC, Phyllis Maria Christian, and then I moved to the States. I went to Clemson, South Carolina University. I did my master's in communications. Fantastic experience. I worked in school at the time because I had an assistantship, so I had to teach. So I taught undergrads.
Wow.
I have to tell you that it was the craziest experience of my life at the time because I was like, what do I know to teach Obroni children, you know, at the time, because we're teaching English and I am writing. But it's fascinating because you get there and you realize, oh, you actually know a lot and there's a curriculum you have to follow. So very, very eye-opening experience. And then because of the nature of grad school, you have a lot of daytime. So I worked on the side. I did everything I could do. You know, I interned a little. I worked at the school office. I worked at an agency. You know, so by the time I finished my, as you can tell, I have had a lot of many experiences. And by the time I was done with grad school, I managed to get a job in Dallas. And I moved to Dallas, and
looks like it was easy getting a job for you.
Actually, it wasn't all, because eventually when I moved back to Ghana, it was partly the whole paperwork thing again. I got it when the job I got in Dallas moved me to DC, which was fantastic also because DC was a whole new world. You know, it was a public affairs agency, and I was like, wow, close to the White House, you know, all of these experiences, you know, you see politicians up close. The seniors in our agency were actually talking on CNN, you know, and I was working on, you know, big businesses. Like, for instance, I remember, I will never forget, Nissan had a crisis. And I was the person who had to do all the research and come to the meeting and say, this is what's happening. You know, it was very eye-opening for me. And then, unfortunately, they didn't keep me because of the H-1B thing. I had a temporary thing after school and all of that. And I ended up at the law school at American University, Washington College of Law, doing digital marketing.
And there too,
it's crazy. It's sometimes I think back and I'm like,
would you say you were a girl with dreams?
Funny enough, I don't think I ever had one dream. I just had that interest and curiosity. And I think that it's the curiosity and the willingness to put myself out there. I don't think I ever, when I was younger, gave myself credit for it. I just said, oh, let me try, let me see. And I was blessed to have supportive family, because I do know that some parents would say, are you serious? What are you doing? You know, why don't you stay and do this? Why don't you stay and do that? Or take your time. But my family was, do you believe in it? It makes sense for you? Okay, let's see. If it doesn't work, you're welcome. If it works out. And I think that support, that quiet, confident support has really helped to push me through all of these experiences. And so in essence, you know, in the States, doing all of these things, I've always had a side hustle as well. So it's always been, roaming is not cheap. If you have to travel, you have to have funding. So
at the last count,
you have to,
how many jobs would you say you've done prior to Holland?
I can't even count.
I knew you can't count.
I can't count. Honestly, I can't count. Ever since my first formal job at Woodin, after SS, I honestly can't count.
That's good.
That's
good.
Yeah.
And would you say that it shaped you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I actually believe that I am a better professional at what I do because of the varied experiences I've had. I think that I bring a perspective that is unique because I've seen so much and done so much that when I sit down and I have a conversation, I actually have some kind of real experience. And you know, also having worked...
It didn't wear you out, did it?
No, not really. I think the best part is that because I was doing what I enjoyed, you know, it made it better. It made it easier for me. And, you know, working in the agency, I moved to Holland as my first major corporate senior role. I had been working consulting side in the agency. An agency, today you're working for a non-profit. Tomorrow you're working for a mining company. The next day you're working for goodness knows tech company. Yeah. You know, so every day is a new experience. And you always have to learn. So that's also the interesting thing. For people who get bored like me, it was interesting because I'm always learning. So at the end of the day, by the time that I hit my mid-30s, I had garnered so much knowledge under my belt that if I had to walk into a boardroom, and you know, agency too, you're pitching all the time. You're walking into boardrooms to, you know, sell whatever you have to say. You are working on projects. You're having to say X and Y to senior people. But at the same time too, you're going into the bush. So I found myself experiencing things on a very high level and also at a very granular grassroots level. And at the end of the day, during the experiences, I thought I was just having fun. I was like, okay, this makes sense. Let's do it. Following my gut. But now, upon hindsight, I see that that is why I'm able to sit in my job now and say, okay, this makes sense. Or I understand that the people in maybe the Upper East region are like this, because I've actually been to the Upper East region. I've actually been a friend of mine and I did a road trip from Ghana through Burkina Faso by Chocho. So when I say understand, yes.
Why?
Just for the sake of it.
What was the experience like? And what was it for? What were you looking for?
Ask again. We just got up one day. We said we have time. It was actually between my last job and the Holla job, and I had time. And I said, my friend and I said, let's do something different. So we sat in a Chocho. I remember we missed the ferry at Yape Yeji. So we had to take a canoe, and someone spat, and it got on me. I kid you not.
Oh no!
So when I sit down and I'm planning for a product like Mebaimbo, it's a microinsurance product with via USST. I'm actually thinking about the people who 2 cedis per month makes a difference. You know, I'm thinking about the fact that this is not necessarily an Accra person. This is somebody who's selling yam. At the what do you call it, at the ferry. You know, can that person afford what's the person's device use? I have seen it, so I'm not just saying something, you know, because I've actually experienced it. And like I said, in the moment I didn't appreciate how those experiences were pivotal, but in the field of marketing and communications, you have to understand your stakeholders.
Let's talk about the insurance sector. How has it been?
Wow, it's 5 years for me this year since I joined the insurance industry. When I came into the industry, when I came in, I was like, whew, what am I doing? Because even now, we still have a lot of issues where there's lack of an understanding of what insurance is in terms of our stakeholders. There is still a bit of mistrust. And also, back then, it was even more conservative. It's been fulfilling because in the last 5 years, I can see how exciting the insurance industry has become. And I'm very proud to say that Hollard as a business has been instrumental in that excitement. Now, when you turn on the radio, you turn on TV, you go around, you see a lot more insurance companies up and about. And I love it because, you know, we came into the market with this new perspective on insurance about, it's not about what will go wrong, but what will go right. And the right being insurance coming in to resolve your needs when you need them the most. And I think that for me, that positive perspective was a different approach to how insurance had been treated in the country before then. Because usually, if you remember insurance ads in the past, you know, something bad, you know, somebody weeping, life insurance, you weep, oh, your husband didn't get life insurance, you know. He should have known better. So, very negative sense. But for us as a business, the brand is very lively. It's very youth-oriented. We use illustrations, color. It's positive. The language always has to be positive. So even that was a challenge. How do you sell insurance in a positive way?
Positive language.
Yes. So I'm fulfilled to say that in the last 5 years, it's great to see that we have kind of helped along the competition in the industry. And of course, the regulator, the associations have really ramped up action. So it's good to feel like a part of an industry that is burgeoning and, you know, is really thriving at this point.
I want to see a typical day in your life at work. Let's get into 360, made possible by Kel 360 toothpaste for that long-lasting, fresh, minty breath all day. Very affordable, safe for use for the entire family, and is FDA approved. Please, let's get into it.
Cynthia Ofori-Dwumfuo is an innovative marketing and public relations practitioner who has revolutionized Ghana's insurance industry with her creative strategies. She's the group head of marketing, corporate affairs, and customer experience at Hollard Ghana. Cynthia Ofori-Dwumfuo has over 14 years of experience driving brand visibility and revenue growth. Her innovative strategies have earned her prestigious accolades, including the Marketing Practitioner of the Year in 2021. Cynthia's leadership continues to redefine industry standards and inspire her team. A passionate mentor and proud new mother, Cynthia combines her professional success with a love for culture and adventure, proudly sharing her experiences to inspire the next generation of communication professionals.
That's a lot of action for you. It looks like you are a workaholic.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yes, yeah.
Unfortunately. It's not a bad word, though. People think it is.
No, it's not. It's not a bad word. Because now, in the era that we are in, a lot of females our age or your age are into slaying and not working. So if you're a workaholic, that's a good thing. But does it take a lot away from you?
Yes, it has in the past. I think that you do need to put in some work to get to where you want to go to. So regardless of everything happening, you do need to work hard at whatever you're working on. And you have to pay your dues, as we say. So in order to pay your dues, you do need to literally physically work. And that's where the work-life balance doesn't happen. So at the time that you are paying your dues, it's very impossible to have a full life. So for me, when I was younger, I used to go out a lot. The people who know me personally know that I'm a party animal. So you leave the office 9 p.m., go home, bath quickly, dress up, put on your heels.
And you are there.
You're out. Then you sleep, you wake up in the morning, you have an activation somewhere.
And you're there.
Dress up, you're there. So that wasn't necessarily fully balanced, but it was an attempt at balance. But I understand that, you know, to learn, to grow, to achieve, you have to actually put in the hours. It's you know, there's a 10,000 hour rule that someone said about how in order to become excellent at what you do, you have to do it for 10,000 hours or put in that much effort. And it really does apply. So yes, we are living in a world where things are kanisho, as they like to say. And yes, I do think that sometimes people are a little too engrossed in the slay part of it. So even if you're going to even slay, you might as well, you know, do it properly and make sure that you're making money out of it, you know, some beauty business or something. But yes, I've had to work hard. And every job that I've been in, right down to this role that I'm in, I've had to put in the hours. It's just, I think it just comes with trying to be an achiever. And I do understand that it's not everybody who this lifestyle is attractive to. I understand that. But for some of us, we thrive and enjoy the thrill of getting things done.
You look like you're self-driven.
I guess I am. That's true, but I guess I am.
But being a female in such a top position,
right,
it always comes with its challenges. Really, how do you cope?
Interestingly enough, I have never felt that my gender has impacted my job. Maybe because of the type of job I'm in. In the marketing and communications field, it's a lot more diverse and open to women. I have, in fact, my career, I have had a ton of women bosses that have largely influenced how I have practiced and who I am today. So I have to give props to all of my women bosses, including my current women boss. So I haven't necessarily
I'm not saying
felt
it's definitely not true in your case.
It's not. And I think also because I've been privileged to work in great spaces that are welcoming of women. You know, so
a diverse culture.
Yes, exactly. So of course, outside of the actual spaces that I've worked in, I have had to, you know, go into meetings where I have been disregarded. I've had those experiences, don't get me wrong, where I have been disregarded either because I look young or because I am a woman. I've had those experiences, yes, or unwanted advances, all of those things.
How did you navigate that minefield?
I would say that I'm a very straightforward person. But at the same time, I've learned how to play the game. So if it is necessary for me to call you out, I will call you out. However, at the same time too, because of my experience working in agency and, you know, always trying to, you know, if you work at agency, you have to butter your client up, you know, you have to, you know, understand the way people are and not get too offended. So you navigate by avoiding. If you see a scenario where this person wants to talk to you on the side and you know they are trying to make advances, you just avoid it.
Yeah.
You know, you change the topic, you move away.
Okay.
If unfortunately it happens, you call the person out and do what you have to do because it's unacceptable.
This is the Kel Toothpaste PL show. It's always brought to you by Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You be that be. I don't know if at that time your grandparents used charcoal and plantain to brush your teeth. You never experienced
Do you know actually what I've used before? Sponge. Yes. Sponge.
Takucha.
Yes. So I've been there.
And that's what gives you that white teeth,
I guess so.
But now you can continue with Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, and it gives you that white teeth, fresh breath, long-lasting fresh breath all day long, FDA approved, safe for use for the entire family.
Mommy.
Michelle say,
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi, Kel Chocolate Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
You're welcome back to the Kel Toothpaste PL show. Cynthia Ofori-Dwumfuo, my guest. I told you she's a woman of many parts. Ayiram, very, very admirable. And she's award-winning as well. And we haven't spoken about the award. Let's talk about the CIMG award.
Thank you.
You didn't bring it to shoot.
I know,
but
right?
of course, we show it.
I should have.
Yeah.
But yes, I am very proud of that award because...
What award was it?
It was the Practitioner of the Year.
Oh.
Yes, for 2021. Essentially, the reason why that award means a lot to me is because, one, it was a testament of the work that we had done together at Hollard and the fact that I had put in so much and there was enough impact for it to be recognized. And then also the fact that I started out as a communications person and not a marketing person.
Yeah.
So for me personally, outside of the exciting, fact that Hollard has done this and I was at the helm of marketing and branding, I think that it's great that, a comms person by initial experience and education came through, learned marketing, and has come to achieve a marketing award.
Congratulations.
So thank you.
Every bit of it. And I know there are many, many, many awards going to come your way because very, very well deserved. But for young girls out there who are watching now who would want to become a great professional like you are, the camera is yours to speak to them directly.
The saying, the world is your oyster, is not just a cliched saying. I actually believe it. I believe that there's only so much that you can do without limiting yourself. That you really can do anything you want to do. And it's the world is even better now because you are not limited by your borders. So my advice to young women is one, expand your boundaries. Get out and see things and do things, experience things. Because, you know, regardless of whatever your context is, people can never take away your exposure. They can never take away your personal experience. And that is so enriching to you in a way that you can't imagine now. That, get education, of course. Get a great job, do what you can at that great job. But make sure you get out. Don't sit in your small corner. No matter what they say, you can be Christian, you can be good, but you can also be exposed. Because in this day and age, your exposure is everything.
Very, very important. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Cynthia Ofori-Dwumfuo, and from the team, we present this to you, and from the entire team. We're waiting that our baby will turn 2, then we can start using our Kel Kids toothpaste. But from the entire team, this is from us to you. And that's not all. You may have won a CIMG award, but you are a queen also. So we give you your Asasiga. Just to appreciate you.
Thank you very
for
much.
all that you do. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
I think it's a good time for you to sign us out of the show.
Okay.
We wrap up the show on Kel Toothpaste PL Show.
Hello everyone. It's been a fantastic evening chatting with Emefa. I hope you have taken something from my story, and I wish you well wherever you are. From Emefa and myself and the PL Show, take care.
Bye-bye. And that's it for today's edition. Another exciting edition will come your way, same time, right here on this channel. Be good.